The 5 things that I wish I knew before becoming a landlord. First time landlord, we are sitting in my, first time being a landlord house. I've been here for a few years, and I just want to break down with you guys the process very quickly, the things that you need to know, the things that you want to avoid in order to just make sure you're making the best decisions possible. Just know that the process is super easy. It's super simple. It's just that us as humans make it complicated. And if you're new here, it's me, Georgia B. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That definitely helps my channel grow and reach more people, so I would really appreciate it. So the first thing on the list is going to be trust the process. When you want to become a landlord, there is a process in the sense of like you need to make sure certain things are in place, right? You want to make sure that when you're getting a place, the rents make sense. You want to make sure that the area makes sense for you. You want to have a lease in place. You want to have certain things. So when I say trust the process, you don't want to rush and hurry up and do certain things and then miss a step, but then you also don't want to think too much and then not make a move at all. So that's what I mean by trust the process. I do want to let you guys know that I am a real estate agent, but I feel like that did not make or break it. If anything, maybe I had an idea of certain things, which I'm here to share with you guys, that didn't allow me to quote unquote be successful, because if I'm being honest, at the time that I had bought my first property, I had never closed on a real estate deal before, right, on my own. So I had not had that, background in order to say like, oh, I have to do this, this, and this. This was really all just me studying on YouTube and online and things like that. So that's why I want to share this with you guys. So really just trusting the process and knowing what to do next. Number 2 is going to be trust your gut and your first intuition. Quick story time. When I was renting, I think I was getting like a third renter. So this is like after I had some, after I had shown the place to a few people. It's a guy that came in here, and I don't know if it's because I'm a woman, and he came in here, this man decided to come in here. And he said he was interested. I ran the background check, everything was cool. I did the pay stub verification, everything like that. And I told him the deposit amount. I believe the deposit was about $900. So I told him, okay, a deposit is required. And so he wrote me a check. And so it was the first time anybody had gave me a check. And if I'm being honest, like, I don't write checks. Like, I'm not, a check person. So I didn't really know, what that was supposed to look like all the way, if I'm being honest. So I told him, I said, okay, once the check clears, then I will send him confirmation, everything like that, right? So I remember he left, and then when I looked at the check, I realized, I was like, isn't the check supposed to be signed? He never signed the check, but he didn't do that on purpose. So in my head, my first gut instinct was like, he's trying to play me. He's trying to play me. He sees a young girl trying to rent a place out. But the thing is, I trusted my gut. And if I'm being honest, I mean, even showing the place, it was kind of like, I didn't get any bad vibes per se, but I was just like, something isn't connecting. So I remember I contacted him and I said, oh, you didn't sign the check. I said, I'm going to continue to show the room until you come back and you sign the check, because I said I cannot take it off the market if, the room has not officially been taken, and not until the check is deposited has the room been officially taken. So he said, oh, well, can I just do it on my move-in date? That was a red flag, because so now it confirmed to me that he was trying to play me. So I hope that makes sense. So basically, long story short, he never obviously came. I sent him a text and I said, I remember I continued to show his room as I said, and I remember somebody came, they provided a liable deposit that cleared and everything like that. And then I told him that the room has been taken, he can come pick up his check, and he had like an attitude about it. And so he never came to pick it up. I just destroyed the check, and I told him the check has been destroyed. Because obviously he didn't even sign it for me to cash it or anything, or, there was no reason for him to ever think that I was going to try to cash it, but hey. And so that's what I mean by like, trust your gut. Trust your gut. Your gut will never lie to you. When you're in the process of being a landlord, some things will tell you, make sure you're following all like fair housing laws and things like that. But just keep in mind that your gut will never lie to you. If something tells you somebody's trying to play you, 9 times out of 10, they're trying to play you, and some evidence will surface that will show you that yes, they are trying to play you. So that one is trust your gut and your intuition. The third thing I wish I would have known is that the market matters. So the market matters, and basically what I mean by the market matters is you can't just say, oh, I think my house is so nice, I'm gonna rent a unit in my building, or I'm gonna rent a room in my home. I'm gonna be able to rent this room for $1,000, right? Or X amount of dollars. The market, I'll tell you this as a real estate agent, based on your area. So let's say you live in the city of Chicago. In a particular area in the city of Chicago, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath goes for a certain amount of money, right? And then there's levels to it. There may be luxury, there may be basic, you know, or whatever the case might be. You will be able to see based on what things are being rented for. So you can see what a 1-bedroom, 1-bath luxury apartment is being rented for. If you have something comparable to that, which they call in real estate comps, then you will put like apples to apples. So you would be able to rent, if let's say it's renting for $1,000, you will be able to rent an $1,000 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom luxury apartment for $1,000 of your own place, right? But if the market does not support you saying $1,500 for 1-bed, 1-bath luxury apartment, then you really will get no traffic, because the thing is, people are looking for a place, and when they're looking at a list, if yours is saying $1,500 but there's something that's saying $1,000, nobody's going to go to you. They want to save money, or they want to be in the same range, right? So you want to keep that in mind. Also, what I will say as far as the market matters is that when you are buying your property or looking for a place to rent, as far as being a landlord, you make money on the front end. So as long as you run those numbers, you account for everything, then you will be able to, you know, break even or make profit. So you want to keep that in mind, that the market matters. The last one is going to be, this is a business, so you want to treat it as a business. It's a business and you want to give them great customer service. I would say that's the easiest way to put it and think about it. So don't be intimidated. Don't think like, oh, to be a landlord, it's difficult. Trust me, it's not difficult at all. I will put my real estate playlist, so you guys can definitely check it out, on my whole process of how I've been able to rent, my full breakdown, my step-by-step on how much money I make in the whole process. The last thing I want to mention is tools and apps that I use. So tools that I use was Rocket Lawyer. Rocket Lawyer, they actually have a free trial where you're able to do a lease based on your state laws, and then based on certain things that you want. So like, for example, you can put limits of guests maybe that people have, especially if you're doing like a roommate situation, which is what I have. But let's say if it's a unit, you know, a unit in a multifamily, that might be a little bit different. Then also you can do things like parking or utilities and all kind of things, so you can customize it. So I definitely recommend Rocket Lawyer. I also recommend Hot Pads or Zillow Rentals. Those are just things that I personally have used that have been, you know, really good for me. This is all based on my experience of renting for 5 years. The last thing I recommend is a digital signature site like DocuSign or something like that, where they can do digital signatures. I have been renting rooms in my home for 5 years now, which is like, the time goes by so fast. I'm gonna put a playlist in the description box and check the comments if you want to know the process and how much money I've been able to make. The least amount of money I've ever paid was $50 a month for my mortgage, just by me renting rooms. So if you want to check it out, definitely go ahead and check that out. But this is just my process in me being a landlord and what I have done, tools and resources I've used, and then the 5 things that I wish I would have known, you know, before becoming a landlord. If you guys have any questions, make sure you ask me down below. It is my goal to answer all of your questions. I want to be as helpful as possible to you guys, no matter how detailed, how confused you might be, whatever the case might be. Feel free to ask me down below all of your questions, and I look forward to hearing them. Make sure you check out my real estate playlist here on my entire process of how I've been able to be a landlord, things that I've learned, and how you could do the same for yourself. So I'll see you there, and thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Bye.